subscriber hype.
Sexy Bigfoot 83 just subscribed. I figured it out.
What is up, everybody? We back. Mike is back and looking better than ever.
Hey, thanks very much.
Sexy
Looking
Bigfoot.
good yourself.
Appreciate that. Twitch Prime sub, brother. Glad you figured it out.
Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody.
Thank you.
We got Sexy Bigfoot with the first, Dingus with the second, Heather with the third. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Guys Who Trust the Drink, episode 19. Season 2,
right?
episode 19, which, if you do some quick math, that's 52 plus 19. That's how many episodes we've done.
Didn't say I was going to do the math.
Yeah, I didn't, you can do that math for yourself. Yeah, we're back. We've got Mike back. I'm sure everybody is excited to hear the stories of your endeavors, and if you want to tell them.
Well, I know there's a few I cannot tell.
Well,
but the ones I can tell.
The ones you can tell.
Yeah. It was a real good time. First off, happy to be back. Glad I can make it. Praise the Lord. My surgeon was amazing. Happy to see everybody in the chat. This is amazing. Oh, man, it feels so good to be back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
We joke about it feeling like a long time whenever we miss a week. This one
definitely felt
it was a lifetime.
You've been through a lot since the last time.
Yeah, but surgery was successful. It was only a partial removal. Thank you, Sexy. You as well. Yeah, praise the Lord. And like I said, my surgeon was amazing. He is kind of a character because he seems to be fairly on the spectrum.
Honestly,
and
though,
I mean that with all respect. I'm glad he is.
Listen, people that are on the spectrum, they lock into whatever they get good at whatever they're good at, and so honestly, it might be better than somebody that's not on the spectrum, because that's that's all they think about.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I don't want to talk to people, but however, the human body.
Yeah,
I know that inside.
I don't have to talk to you when you're under and I'm poking your brain with whatever I shove up your nose.
I wonder if he's good friends with like the people the people who knock people out. Anesthesiologists. Like, yeah, hey, this guy's yappy. Can you put him under for me?
Right before you went under, he was like, "Here comes the twain."
Yeah, just a huge implement, just right up the nose. Geez, let's see. But he's a character. I think I brought this up before, but his speech pattern can cause concern. Whenever we were first meeting with him, I knew I had to get surgery because it was affecting my eyes. And he said he was looking at my X-rays and whatnot, CT scans, and he was like, "So unfortunately, there's nothing we can do." And then he took a breath, and then he said, "Except surgery." And I was like, "Bro, don't take the breath." Like,
yeah, you need to get that one out.
I assumed. And apparently, while I was out, he told somebody in my family that they were like, "Do you expect his vision to get better?" And he said, "Well, sometimes the vision doesn't come back at all." And then he took a breath and said, "But it often does."
Like, I'm sorry, what? He's gonna be blind? Go ahead. Huh?
Oh man, there was I felt bad for So yeah, exactly.
That's the autism sneaking in there. He's like, listen, you might, the vision might not come back.
The autism was sneaking in there, but it was Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah, with like not being able to make eye contact. So you know, it's a fair guess. Love him to death, and some people in my family were getting frustrated with him, and I'm like, I don't care as long as he's good at surgery. Yeah, I don't care.
Your people skills could be 0, as long as you know what you're doing when I'm there. Exactly. Yeah, that's all I care about. Mm-hmm. Yo, welcome back, Mr. Wall. How you doing?
Yeah. Howdy, Mr. Wall.
Mr. Wall's new around here. He joined Saturday.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome. Yeah. I'm Mike. Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the guys you trust with your drink.
Yeah. Geez, where to even start? It was, like I said, good time. Yeah. Anesthesiologist was amazing. He walked in and he looked like a freaking linebacker. Like he was huge.
He was like, all right,
that's coming from me. Yeah, exactly.
Puts you out.
He's like, all right, got it. We got you.
Puts his helmet on. I'm gonna need you to stand still. Yeah. Just takes spear tackles you.
Are you gonna use medication?
He's out. We got him.
Oh shoot. Yeah, no, man, it was weird, but he was great. Was out and recovered really fast with that.
Nice.
There were some nurses who were surprised at how well I took the anesthetics, and I think that might be my Irish heritage.
Oh, they didn't kick. You fought back, is that?
Yeah. No, I just woke up faster than most people, and could get out of bed and walk. Yeah. Next day.
Yeah.
But it could be that he was really good at his dosage.
Yeah, he got you. He had you. He had you pegged for. He's like, I know exactly how much this guy needs.
Yeah. It's like, hey, this is how much I use for me.
Yeah.
Dude, waking out of anesthesia. I'm also hard to drug. Oh, there you go. Maybe it's a tourist thing. Waking up out of anesthesia. The first nurse, I don't remember her name, and I had like face blindness. Like I don't remember what she looked like.
Yeah,
she's very nice. And oh my gosh, dude, what annoying thing that happened. That first nurse, my first recovery room, I kept almost falling asleep, and they kept waking me up, and they're like, "Hey, you're not getting enough oxygen in your blood. You need to breathe." Essentially.
No.
And it was so annoying because I'm like, just let me sleep.
I don't want to.
I'm so done with this. And of course, beepers are going off.
I think they said that to my mom too, and she's like a bad snorer. Like she went in for her, I can't remember what it's called, but she had a surgery done to remove the cancer. And afterwards they were like, hey, you need to breathe more. You don't have enough oxygen. And she's like, I'm just sleeping, man. I don't know what.
Yeah, right. It's like, I'm using the oxygen deprivation to go to sleep. Like,
I'm knocking myself out. That's how I go to sleep so fast.
Yeah. But it was
I'm diabetic.
I was concerned for a second. No, but it was good. I will say, PSA, if you're ever in the hospital, please treat your nurses well. I swear, I showed my nurses common human decency, and they thought I was the best person ever. And I'm
To be fair, you're a very nice person, Mike.
Well, I appreciate that, but still, these people I'm entrusting with my life. I can be nice to them.
Yeah, they might unplug your life support.
Exactly. They're like, oh man, this pillow got in the way of his breathing. No, they were.
See if anybody comes to help you, go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh man. But nurses were great. Everyone was awesome. I did meet this one doctor who looked like I don't think you'll know who he is, but Bill Paxton, movie star who died. And my dad and I both thought we were looking at a ghost. It was. I
heard about that.
Pretty intense.
That his doctor killed him or whatever.
Oh, I think well, did his doctor kill him? Last thing I heard is that he went down for surgery and then.
Yeah, his doctor. I think Maggie told me about this the other day. His doctor just got convicted
Really?
Right? Love?
There's another doctor that got convicted recently.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Matthew Perry. Yeah,
okay.
he's the one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, I know of. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know any of those people.
No, Matthew Perry was the guy from Friends and Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, okay.
But no real complaints. Geez, all the funny stories. I have to be careful.
So, your vision has already gotten better, correct?
Yes. It's it was surprising. It's at least as good as it was a year ago.
Does your eye doctor think that like you cannot like is it going to revert back to like 2020 or are you still going to have to wear glasses? Cuz I remember about a year ago you had to start using glasses.
Right. One of my eyes, my left eye is sub 20.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. So realistically, I don't need a prescription on this one, but I need a slight prescription on my other eye. Let's see. That getting the vision back has been insane. I didn't know how bad it was. And apparently, coming from the sound of my surgeon, which I can't get a lot of information out of, as we've established.
Yeah, patient-doctor confidentiality.
Well, that too, but he's also autistic, so it's hard to. Do you feel like Spider-Man? It's up there.
Yeah, like
it's
in the first
Clark Kent. Yeah,
first Spider-Man where he's like,
being able to,
he puts his glasses on and it's blurry, and he takes them off and it's not blurry. He's like,
it's not that good. The vision that I've lost in this eye is just age, and it didn't have anything to do with the issue that the tumor was causing.
Yeah. Mike woke up with 6-pack of abs and just ripped.
Dude, I think this isn't good, and I don't recommend it, but I do think I lost like 5 pounds in 2 days.
Nice.
Just eating nothing but IV fluids.
Yeah.
So,
hey, call up the hospital. Can I get a couple bags of that stuff?
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to eat anymore. Can you just give me that?
Can I be fed through IV? Mike's just carrying around that little stand with the drip bag on it.
Exactly. Dude, one issue that I did have, so this is kind of going into something, but one issue I've developed in the last like 5 years, I want to say, is a problem with if I'm giving blood or whatever, my brain kind of panics whenever I give blood now.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I used to give blood all the time. I used to get poked all the time. It doesn't wait. For allergies. But it was like it wasn't an issue at all.
Yeah.
However, recently, if I give even just ounces of blood, my body's like, oh, he's like fight. It's fight time.
Yeah.
So before it's popular, it looks like 30. Oh, jeez. 30 pounds?
Jeez, Louise. I need to go get COVID and stay in the hospital for 5 days.
Can you give me COVID?
I want to lose 30 pounds.
Shoot.
So does this bleed over to that time that you cut the top of your thumb when we were working at the Sam's Club?
Yes, that's
same thing. Because
when I
first
got
started lightheaded. Yeah.
Yeah. And never before. Like I would dang near have a bone out of my poking out of my skin before I would start panicking. And then I was like, that's not
it seemed
natural.
out of character for you because you're like Eagle Scout, wouldn't have
been around,
wouldn't have, named you someone who got squeamish with blood,
right? And that caused an issue with like they had to poke multiple times for IVs or anything. So I have like tons of bruises all over my arms
from jerking around or what?
They're trying to. It was whenever they were trying to draw blood and they're
fighting
like, okay,
the nurses.
This isn't working.
Only one nurse got knocked out.
To be fair, I was unconscious.
Oh,
I mean, so was she, but after, but
you guys you guys traded.
Oh man. No, but dude, one thing that's happened, and I don't know, because they also gave me steroids and I wish I could have worked out, but it was for recovery.
Oh, okay,
You know, building back muscle tissue. But one thing I've noticed a lot is I have a much clearer head in recovery. I haven't had any since I've been out. But just a weird thing with focus. I don't know if it was... I think it was probably a combination of like worrying about the procedure and
100%.
He hasn't had any. I have officially not have any. Whatever.
Not natty. Bro, Mike's calves are crazy.
That is so kind of you, but those are all natty. Don't you dare take that away from me. That's all I got left. But it's been a good time. A lot more clear head, and so another thing. Sorry, I kept a lot of information away from like public and family because it was kind of scary surgery. But with the placement of the, what do you call it? With the placement of the tumor, it was legitimately pressing down onto not only my optical nerves, but my two arteries that went right into my arteries that went into my brain.
Oh.
So I believe the release in pressure there has caused a lot better I don't know, flow state.
Yeah, so you're not dyslexic anymore? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh no, I'm way more dyslexic.
It got worse actually.
Yeah. My brain's at full capacity with all of the problems just rearing their heads.
Who needs alpha brain when you can just get a tumor removed from your freaking head? You know what I mean? Before, Joe Rogan's going to be talking about this next.
Yeah. Try the new tumor removal.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think now's a great time to talk about our sponsor.
My hospital.
Yeah.
My autistic, the Shadow Voices are in overtime. Exactly.
What up,
Kev? Hey, I saw Shadow people a few times, and they were all very supportive.
Oh, that's great.
Which was very weird.
Guy standing in the corner. You're doing great.
Just creepy ass fingers, like, hey, good job, buddy. Yeah. It's like, man, I feel like I'm concerned now.
Yeah.
I was fine before. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything very specific.
When do you go back for your next one?
So my next one, I was told like 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
However, I'm going back to my surgeon Friday, and he'll be giving me information on that.
Gotcha.
So
to be determined.
To know by then.
Yeah.
To be determined. The guy who also, I had like 5 doctors in the surgery with me. I was very well taken care of. It was concerning almost.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute. What are you guys not telling? What's someone not telling me?
He's famous. Oh man.
Like,
the government needs me alive, and I'm scared about that.
The government needs me alive. Somebody get him his tinfoil.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But yeah, it was a good time overall.
Nice.
Kevin, Rachel, and Justin, and my friend David, they all came in and visited with me. Kevin was first. That was awesome.
Gold star for Kevin.
Yeah, as my brain was coming on live, that's when Kevin showed up, and it kept going in and out.
Yeah,
just
Kevin's like, "Don't worry, Mike. You're gonna pull through. You're gonna make just wing it." You're like, "What are you talking about? What happened?"
Kevin's over there with a knife, threatening the nurses to make sure I make it.
They had to take your wiener. It's gonna be all right,
dude. My brother-in-law said something about that on my Facebook post, or messaged me.
Yeah,
I'm like, listen, shut up.
don't even joke about it. I don't want to hear.
Oh man, I was terrified. All right.
Yeah, straight up scared. I have not had any kind of I have not had any kind of surgery that involved.
Yeah, same.
I think the most surgery that I've done is like my wisdom teeth. I think that was the
It was a good time. How was your wisdom teeth getting pulled?
It was.
You remember anything?
No, I mean I remember being disappointed that I wasn't like goofy. Yeah. I remember the nurse trying to hold my arm while I was trying to walk out of the place, and I was like, I'm good. Like I don't know what you're doing, but I don't need you to hold on to me. I'm not 80.
Dude, I had two nurses hold, like I was over the shoulder of two nurses, and the first thing I remember was walking back to my room, and I was like, wait, hold on, which legs are mine?
Yeah. I'm a spider.
Then, giggle. Yeah. Oh man. I mean,
yeah.
Now, to be fair, I don't remember the second time, but the first time, Kevin was like, "Oh, so he does have some brain function," and that was the first time I woke up and I flipped him off.
He's still got his motor skills and brain function,
yeah.
So that's great. This is good. This is good news. Flipped me off twice.
Oh shoot!
The first human leg transplant where you got 4 new legs. Like, I'm gonna be able to run so freaking fast.
just 4 more legs to get tripped up on. Yeah. This is an epic failure.
I'm gonna be a terrible dancer.
You've heard of 2 left legs. I have 3. Had to check if your humor was still there. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so Kevin got ground confirmation.
Mike's either gonna be. This is what I'm hoping for. The tumor thing removed leaves more room for the humor aspect of the brain, and Mike's just gonna. It's gonna be. I'm excited for the future. We'll just put it that way.
You say that. Since I've been up, I have been a lot like more stern, and like I don't take a lot of BS right now. So I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, that's great. You should.
That'd be great. Also, surgery of the tumors and much more room for dark humor. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, yeah, I'm excited for sure. It's gonna be a good time.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you pulled through.
Yeah, same.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily worried that you weren't going to pull through. I'm just glad that it went well and that you had a good experience.
Yeah, same.
Because I don't have experience in experiencing bad experiences at the hospital, but I assume that there's people that have had fairly bad experiences at the hospital.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for you to have a good one is great.
Oh. Yeah, I understand, people are in a lot of pain, and I've said, be nice to your nurses. But like literally I say that because I had this one nurse and he dropped off like my I think it was my lunch. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I just stopped and I was like, now be honest with me, have you eaten today? Because I know nurses get ran down like crazy. And he like stopped, and I thought he was about to cry. He's like, nobody's ever asked me that. I'm like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I have extra stuff. Like we can, you can have whatever I want.
He was like,
or whatever
take it.
I got.
Eat it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, but I've eaten. And I was like, good. I'm so sorry nobody's checked on you. But yeah, just. Be nice to your nurses.
Yeah.
They can't help, or, they can't help what you're going through. Except a little bit, but not, That's anesthesia talking. Yeah, the guy wasn't actually there.
Didn't exist.
Like, you listen to me. You eating?
Get back here.
He's talking to a wall. Yeah, where'd you go?
Eat this. Eat it.
I got 5 nugget sandwich.
They just like peek in, and you're just holding whatever you had for lunch that day. Like French
holding
fries.
the IV bag.
Eat it.
Hey, what's in here? Oh man, exactly.
Oh man. Well,
Shoot.
that's awesome. I'm glad. Again, welcome in everybody. We're only 30 minutes in. We're gonna have a great podcast today. Let's see. I haven't even looked at our notes. You put a lot of notes in here.
Yeah, just a few. Talked about at least 2 of them. Wait, what was this? Hospital was nice and the nurses were great. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you wrote IRL issues from the movie. Let's talk about the movie. Let's jump straight into the movie of the week. Movie of the week was The Covenant. Not the scary one.
I did know that Mr. Wonderwall and Windowwall, sorry. And I love that character. And I love Scrubs. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Someone subbing Caleb. He's probably in here already, but
yeah.
It's The Covenant. It was a military movie. I think it was made in
2023, I think. Was
2023? Yeah. It was not too long ago. I have seen while watching this movie, I had seen like a clip of this movie. I think on TikTok. It's one of those clips where it's like somebody's making slime, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's half and they did a stitch. There's the movie thing, and then there's like somebody, or they're like the GTA.
Yeah, GTA gameplay. That's what I was thinking.
that's going on. So I had seen like one clip, and I was like, oh hey, I actually wanted to watch this movie because this clip looked great.
Nice.
And I will say that it was entertaining as movies go. However, this is not my favorite movie in this genre. There was a couple things that I saw that they could like easy things to fix. Also, who's the guy who acts in this movie, the main character?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
I don't know if I'm a big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Not in that position. Not in that role.
Okay.
I just didn't. It wasn't for me. It wasn't believable. I feel like they could have got someone less famous to do a better job.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe.
I think, in my personal opinion, did he do bad? No, but I think that I don't know. I think it could have been better. But
Sure.
What up, Wabi Sabi? How you doing, brother? Welcome in. However, the movie is based on a true story, so it's not one of those things where you can be like, "Well, I didn't like the story because it happened," you know. So you you can't be like, "Well, I didn't like the plot of the movie."
Yeah. And I think it was based on a few different true stories as well.
So it was based on the military being pulled out of Iraq, that time period. And the main character going back to rescue the interpreter that saved his life from the Taliban. But tell us about it, Mike. What were your thoughts?
Well, let's see. I enjoyed this movie. I don't think it was. Is something weird happened with the production, because I don't think it was. It's definitely not the best movie I've seen from that genre of like modern war films, or even true modern war films. True, based on true life.
Right.
I believe whenever this was first like coming out, they had a reduced budget for like advertising, and I believe they had issues with funding getting the movie made.
Sure.
The director, I don't know if you knew him by name, but he also did the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes's.
Oh, okay. And
he's done a bunch of movies that I really like, and I thought this was probably this was not his best.
No.
I think this is probably the worst one I've seen. It feels really harsh to say this, because like I So usually whenever there's a military movie, they get funding from the military, right? Like, I think most of the Transformers movies, Top Gun too, like all of them get some funding from the military. And I've heard that they got essentially no funding from the military in this one.
Yeah.
So like whenever you make a blockbuster or even just an action movie, you kind of plan on being funded that way.
Sure.
So I think it's kind of unprecedented that they weren't funded, or at least were severely handicapped in that situation.
Do you think that this movie got less funding because of the controversy around
100%.
the way that they pulled out of Afghanistan?
100%, which is kind of infuriating because I've heard about this being an issue. This isn't just a getting out of Afghanistan issue. This has been an issue at least since 2013. With one guy who we're able to work with in a village, he's not welcome in that village afterwards.
Yeah.
And it can be tiny information that we get from this person. And it should be our duty to take care of these people for helping us.
100%.
And even back in 2013, they had a deficit of, it was a crazy amount of people who weren't getting out that needed to get out. So the fact that that wasn't ramified even until we pulled out, and even now there are people in hiding and people being smuggled. Tim Kennedy.
Yeah.
He was essentially doing this operation whenever we pulled out, 2000, what was it, 21?
Right.
22. And even after that, he was, and not part of the U.S. military. He was
private contracted.
Yeah. So it's really one of the millions of things that went wrong with the evacuation of Afghanistan. This one was one that we had knowledge of an issue almost 10 years beforehand.
Yeah.
So it's especially infuriating to me, who knew it back then, and then nothing changed, and it's like, oh, this is a huge problem, and now everybody wants to move on from the all the politicians don't want to talk about Afghanistan, all the military leaders don't want to talk about Afghanistan, and people are suffering directly because they helped us, not because they did anything even remotely bad. Even just gathering intel.
Sure.
So it's extremely annoying that these people are suffering. This movie tried to shed a light on it, and for that reason alone, I will hold this movie in high regard.
Yeah,
because and it seems like everyone who worked on it, that's the reason they worked on it, is because, hey, there's an injustice,
right?
We can make a movie about this, and hopefully get awareness. And it's just tragic how that turned out.
For sure.
And the fact this movie did not do well. Also the budget was terrible. Well, I say terrible. For a blockbuster, or at the very least an action movie budget, it was $55 million. Yeah. Which is nothing for a Hollywood production.
What's like an average?
I would say for action movie, around 100. It would be an average. So, I mean, Godzilla -1 is a very big, upset when it comes, because that was under 15 million.
Yeah, I think it's 15.
Yeah. So that just shows how crazy good that movie was.
Sure.
However, what was that? Jim Caviezel made a movie about
Kevin Gerb with the Twitch Prime sub. Let's go for 11 months, baby. Let's go. Kevin, appreciate you so much.
Jim Caviezel made a movie about trafficking, and that was also 15 million. And it wasn't. There was no big set pieces. There was no big action sequences.
Yeah.
Unlike with this movie, where they clearly had one planned, and I felt so bad watching it because Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, we watched that.
That's it. I love that movie. I felt bad with this movie because it was everything was in good place. It just didn't have enough money.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, they probably assumed that they were going to get some. You said that they didn't get any funding from the U.S. military, so they probably assumed they were gonna, and then they didn't, and they were like, "Well, we still got to make this movie because it's like,
everybody else is invested."
Yeah, we're in. Knowing that, I'm going to give this movie a higher rating because I was going to give it a lower rating. You mentioned you texted me today and said that it made you want to play Wildlands.
Oh my gosh, dude!
And I concur.
Weakened.
It was like a Wildlands live action trailer kind of.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my god! I messaged my friends from school and I was like, "Y'all, if you haven't seen this is Wildlands the movie."
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I said negative things about it, and I do think that there was some stuff that could have been easily adjusted or fixed with zero money. That you don't need any money to fix the things. But
I think so too.
But it was a decent story. It was the story was based on a true story. The telling of the story was good. Like I said, entertaining. I would probably watch it again. But there was just a lot of like weapons. Is this it's the Guy Ritchie one. There was some like weapons handling stuff that was pretty subpar and it's like, I feel like it's 2024. We've had enough like older military movies where it was bad and people have said stuff about it and made, like there's the whole Veterans React thing. It's like we could have done a little bit of research or had like at least one professional on site just to handle some of the nothing that really changes the movie per se, but
it's the little details.
But it's those little details that make it way more involved. I hated how Jake Gyllenhaal held his magwell the entire time.
Oh sure,
that bugged the crap out of me. Especially like at the ending scene, he had an AR with a foregrip, didn't use it. And it's like, some of these Taliban guys look like they're doing it better than Jake Gyllenhaal.
Probably, if they're stunt guys, they might have had more experience.
But like, it would have took 15 seconds for somebody to be like, "Yo, Jake, you're holding it wrong. Hold it like this," and he'd have been like, "All right, cool, bet," and then it would have been better. There was one point when a guy was scoping, looking around, and he had his ACOG scope in his eye socket. He had that thing like touching his eyeball, and I was like, "That's not how those work."
You don't want to do that, bud.
Yeah, you're gonna give yourself a black eye, or pop the whole thing out. I don't know. So there was like little details like that I think could have easily been adjusted. But I did say out loud, there was a point when Jake gives the interpreter his pistol, and that was a cool little scene. And then he gets like a rifle back, but he doesn't give Jake his pistol back, which I thought was strange. I was like, it's not an important detail, but I feel like if I gave you my pistol to protect yourself, and then now you have a gun, I would have took my pistol back.
Sure, yeah.
But he ends up using it later on in the movie, so it kind of justifies it. But
right, that could be one of those things. It's like that happened in real life, and so it's like you don't even notice it until you're writing, and it's like, wait, why wouldn't he just give the gun back?
I don't. Yeah.
But like to your point, like we don't know that.
True.
No, there was. I had it written down at first. I was kind of going through the movie and deciding what I would rate it, and I got to editing, and I was like, the editing's fine. When I first was thinking back about it, they had some cool like informational blurbs. The way they showed them, I thought was it was nice because it
Sure.
didn't draw all your attention away
They
to
were
like the bottom of the screen.
They were subtle for sure.
Yeah. But like the visual effects, there were some I was like, this is just bad. Like
Like what?
with the AC-130, there was a few
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
explosions, and I'm like, man, I can see right through that. That's not good. Like,
Yeah. Also, the AC-130 was like flying 300 feet off the ground. I'm like, there was like a shot where the dam and everything was in frame, and you see the AC-130 like take off, like turn off and leave. I'm like, bro, that guy is nowhere close to being on the ground. He is so high in the air. Like, I thought it was funny, but
yeah, no, that's that's another thing is in my head. I'm like, there's no way they would have gotten an AC-130 for this.
No.
Like, just historically, but like it could have happened.
maybe
Like it could have happened.
But,
usually they don't get that.
it's real footage. Yeah, they had Tom Cruise in there flying.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually the same one from that one movie. He's holding on to the side.
It was a double take. They were like, we're two birds, one stone. Heck yeah.
It's up in the air. We can just film it.
Just pretend you're an AC-130. We'll edit the guns on later.
Oh, shoot.
That's funny.
Man, but I just feel sorry for this movie, really. I think the quality was subpar. Directing was fine. I thought the acting was fine. With Jake Gyllenhaal, for me it's his voice.
Yeah.
Like I think his like facially and like how he holds himself is fine, except for the guns. But just his voice doesn't have a lot of grit to it.
Yeah.
So it's I can see that.
I think there's movies like Act of Valor and movies that are retellings of actual events where they get I think Act of Valor they actually got real Navy SEALs to play in that. Yeah. But I think like when you put somebody as like I don't want to say like as good looking, but he's too pretty. You know what I mean?
No, that's
like,
a thing.
He's
a thing
way too pretty to be playing. And because like at the end of the movie, they showed the actual picture of the dude. I'm like, this guy's ugly. Like no disrespect, but this guy's not like a freaking. He's not a superhero. He's just a random regular guy. And then they put Jake Gyllenhaal in there, and you're like, like you said,
so
his
pretty.
voice, but I think his face is just too. You're like, it's not. I don't.
That hasn't been in a fight.
Yeah, like that does that.
Sure,
his face has never seen war. You know what I mean? Like I don't. That dog's not in him. You know what I mean?
That's funny. I want to say he's been to like ground zero emergencies.
Maybe
not like
so,
war, but it's just fun. That's funny. It's like it kind of doesn't matter because your resting face doesn't look like it. No, that's a thing that happens with movies. There's a movie called Argo. I think it's like well known as the worst instance of that, where it had like not Matt Damon, Ben Affleck was in it, and the guy he was playing was one of the like ugliest people. like you look at him and it's like, oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, oof.
And yeah, but a great person, great guy, and because he was so I would say non superstar looks.
Yeah.
He was able to do what he did, which was a great thing. But no, I get that. Who would you put in that situation? Who do you think has that gravitas? If you could pick,
I wouldn't put this person in this position, but it is an example of someone who does it well. Is Chris Hemsworth? He's been in several movies.
Strong.
Yeah, 12 Strong. He was in what's that one? I think it's a Netflix one.
Was it Triple Front or something like that?
Something. He gets like shot in the neck.
I haven't seen it.
Hemsworth is arguably better looking, but he can look more rugged, I guess.
Yeah,
Jake
that's because
Gyllenhaal
he grew up in Australia.
looks too clean. It's like he was like at no point in the movie did he look super dirty. He had some blood on his face, but it was never like his beard was too well groomed. Like
That's true.
Bro,
Yeah,
you're in
that.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You don't like. And maybe they have stuff to keep themselves looking great. I don't know, but it just like for the immersion of the movie, he just looked too squeaky clean.
Yeah. In Afghanistan, the reason the special forces guys grew out beards is because it was
To blend in.
To blend in, but it's also a sign of
Rank.
sign of experience. Like if you have a bigger beard, it's and so they let those things grow out like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was so manicured, that's a fair point.
You know, I don't know who I would put. Maybe
Henry Cavill. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't see. And that's the thing about these movies is I would rather them put a no-name actor who looks the part more than somebody who's like a AAA actor. You know what I mean? Like I don't need good acting. I need believable storytelling. You know?
And this is the issue with a lot of war movies, especially Lone Survivor. What's his name? Marcus Luttrell said that like Mark Wahlberg was way too pretty to play him.
Yeah.
And it's a studio thing where they're like, well, we need to have a big name actor so people will go just for him. And that's just a really crappy part of the business and trying to keep things realistic. And if I was in that situation, I would have a character who's very close to being the main character.
Yeah.
Who is well known, and then have
have them play it like a secondary role. Yeah.
Yeah. Tries to make everyone look a little prettier. Yeah, very fair.
And I don't think in war movies anybody needs to look pretty. Like, you know what I mean? Like they could have made Jake Gyllenhaal the colonel, and he would have fit that role perfectly. You know, like he looks more buttoned up. He looks more.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You know, freaking Ewan McGregor probably would have done great in that role. But I gotta go put my ice cream. I have some ice cream here. I gotta go put it in the freezer. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Chad, this is all just us trying to say that we would look better in those roles. American Sniper did it pretty well, I think. Yeah, and he looked kind of weird with how much weight he put on. Bradley Cooper. He put on a lot of weight and, was almost transformative. And Hollywood usually isn't the business of casting ugly people. Yeah. Unless they're supposed to look. Hold on. Freaking Adam Driver. Let's get him in this role. He was a Marine. Let's see. That's very true, Caleb. But they thought Ryan Gosling was ugly. Jeez Louise. Of course, like I would kill to have Adam Driver. Same Kevin. I would kill to have Adam Driver in a war movie, but at the same time, he might not want to do them. Been around it enough. I don't know. And I don't think he can grow a beard. Justin, what about this?
Yeah.
Adam Driver should have been in the movie.
Name something he's played in.
Kylo Ren.
Oh.
Because he was he was a Marine. That's the only reason I suggested. And he's not traditionally attractive. Conventionally attractive.
If he had short hair, I would say yes.
I don't think he can grow a beard either. So that's one caveat I said.
Yeah. I think but I was thinking about it. I think that maybe they just needed better special effects like makeup people to
they got an award for that.
They got an award for special effects.
It wasn't an Academy Award, it was a Saturn Award.
Brother,
but
he got freaking bopped in the head by that AK and the blood dribbled down his thing, right? And then it cut to another scene. arguably 2 seconds later, blood was already drying on his face. Like, that still should be wet. That should be wet right there.
Yeah. And there should be more. It's a head injury.
Yeah, but he just got cracked in the face by an AK-47.
Yeah, like, now that I think about that, that should have been swelling up the entire movie.
He should have had a big old goose egg right here. He should have looked so freaking rough. I think that's my biggest gripe with this movie is that he looked so good the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. I don't know how they got an award for makeup.
I don't know.
All power to them. I'm glad they got
the people in the movie had their face covered, so I don't know.
Exactly.
How is that? A bunch of Taliban guys are just They did great with their eye makeup.
This makeup's amazing.
The eye shadow was great.
Maybe there's some insider information where they literally spent $20 on makeup, and so it's like, they did amazing for $20.
For $20, they did great. I will say I did like when people got shot in this movie. There wasn't like a huge explosion or like a massive like looking hole. It almost was like, oh, where did he get hit? And there was like a little bitty hole where you could see,
and that worked for it. Yeah. No, I agree.
Because it wouldn't just explode when you freaking get hit.
The first guy who, like, on his team who passed or was shot, he was shot in the head, and I thought it was unintentionally really well done because it was like, there are times I've heard stories of guys like looking at their friend who's gone, and they're like, there's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah.
Like, why?
And there's just a little bitty
hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all they have, then, I don't want to get graphic, but like, you can tell later. But
if you look at the backside.
I thought that, or, trying to undress him. That worked in its favor.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was intentional, unfortunately. But very good job.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening.
I'm going to give this movie.
Do that.
I'm going to give this a 6.5. It was above average because of the story and what they were trying to convey and what their budget was and not having the funding that they thought they were probably going to have. That's a
good number.
It's a lower score because of some of the technical stuff that could have been made better easily, I think. But I do think that like people should see this movie. Like, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's just, if you like, to somebody who had no idea about military or about weapons handling or about any of that, they wouldn't even know.
Yeah, they're not going to care.
They're not going to care. Maggie didn't watch this, so I didn't get to hear like, oh, that person's makeup sucks. But I have no idea if the makeup was any good. Now that I know that they won an award, I wish he would have watched it.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to see if anybody's neck was the wrong color.
Man. Yeah, that's I think that's a good rating, and I agree with the sentiment. I am a little annoyed. You said this earlier, and I 100% agree with you. We're like, as like gun culture guys, we're past the point of like early 2000s gun movement, like being acceptable. It's like it's not acceptable anymore. Like, everybody's kind of privy to well done, realistic, and accurate weapon handling. So I do think they could have scored a lot of brownie points with that. I texted my friends from school, and they were like, "This is." One of them said he enjoyed the movie and was like, "It's hated throughout the gun community and military community."
Yeah,
and I'm that frustrates me, but I understand. I know what they're talking about. I know where they're coming from. This story is more important than that. I feel like, So I feel like it's silly to be like, I don't recommend it because the gunplay's not good. When this person, somebody who needs to get exposed to it, won't get exposed to it, and they need to hear the story of like what's going on over there.
Sure.
But I 100% agree with you. I think it's very they could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 7, and I would give it a 6.5 if I didn't think it was like how much was against them going into this movie.
Yeah, they were definitely up against the odds.
Yeah, but in terms of quality, man, I would not put this past a 7 at all. Like I'm acknowledging that I'm being generous with this.
Sure, 7 would be very top that I would give this.
Like sometimes I would go 7.2 if I was being nice. This is as much credit as I can give it.
7's as much as it can be.
Yeah.
So that movie of the week was The Covenant. Go watch it if you got some time, if you're bored, if you like a good action movie. This is an average action movie, but the story behind it is something that needs to be seen. What is up next?
What is next?
Nobody. Sexy Bigfoot.
Nobody. Yes.
Do you write this down, Sexy Bigfoot? How do you know? How do you
He's
know
excited because he was excited. He's been excited for like 3 weeks.
Did he? Is he? This is a Sexy Bigfoot suggestion. Oh boy.
I believe so, yeah. And I'm excited about this one too.
All right.
Yeah, this one. I've seen this movie before, and I can't wait to watch it again.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm excited for it. This should be good. A Sexy Bigfoot with the movie suggestion. Nobody. Watch it this week if you want to be up to date on what we're talking about. Otherwise, we're just going to talk about it. And if there's a spoiler, then you get a spoiler alert.
Depending on how good it is.
Caleb gave us the last suggestion, so appreciate that, Caleb.
Thank you, Caleb. Thank you.
I might like this one. Maggie will look up the movie and then be like, I don't think I'll like this one. And then I'll watch it alone, or she'll be like, I like this. And then we'll watch it together.
Right.
But I'm excited. Let's see. In the media realm, we'll just stick with the media realm. Me and Mike and Kevin think John Wick, but a family man. Is that what Nobody is? Caleb, don't spoil it.
Yeah, Caleb.
Maggie still needs to see John Wick too. But
how many are there? Are there 5?
5? I haven't even seen them all. I think I stopped at 4.
I haven't either.
Or 3.
3 or 4.
There's 4 of them, so I stopped at 3.
Okay.
We and he's been on the podcast before actually, but our friend Justin Scott has a band called Mingo Drive, and if you're looking for some just good old what genre would you put him?
They're a hard one to put into a genre. I would say alt rock at the very least. They're homegrown, so it's a lot of
alternative. Yeah. I'm gonna play. They just released a new song. I'm gonna play it. This will probably get muted for the VOD, but you should be able to hear it now. But this is their new song, and we'll just talk kind of through it. This is their. Let me turn it up a little bit more. Their new song that they just released, "Rhythm of the Day." And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like J-Bob's vocals have gotten better.
You know, it's hard for me to say because, especially for how long I've known him, definitely, he's gotten so much more range and so much more power behind it.
But I feel like since like the song that we went and helped him do, he's gotten better.
I think it's confidence, honestly.
Probably so.
Because he was all by himself on the one, and then he's got a whole band behind him, and yeah, happy for him. This one's kind of a change up from their usual sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
I enjoy it quite a bit. One of my favorites that they've brought out so far.
Good.
It makes me wonder because they're about to play a live show, aren't they?
Yeah, this I think 10 days from now, I think, or the 13th.
Nice. Yeah, no shade to the guy who started Jasper Wilderness, but I wonder how like FOMO he is right now. Because like he left, and they were like, "Yo, we're just gonna keep it rolling."
Yeah. Oh, that's an awesome thing.
Yeah, that's
Gavin. Yeah, no, man, if I was that guy, I would have such, if not FOMO, a lot of regret.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Jasper Wilderness was like right on, I felt like they were right on the tipping point of starting to do like bigger and better stuff.
Building momentum.
But I'm really happy for Mingo Drive as far as how fast that they have made a comeback. Because all of the guys in Mingo Drive are people who came from Jasper Wilderness, correct?
Yeah, I think it's everybody. It's essentially everybody but the lead singer, and I think even they've switched around with a few producers. I don't know how concrete that relationship is.
Sure. With
the one that they have, but so they've experimented with a bunch of producers. So I think they found what they like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy for him, man.
But anyway,
this one,
Mingo Drive. Just like that.
And they're on at least Spotify, Apple,
for sure.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're it's just good music. It's nothing like. I always think that it's like an easy listen. You don't have to like.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, it's not like. I'm not in the mood to listen to that. You know what I mean? Like I can always listen. That's just
if it comes on, it's like it's always a vibe.
Yeah, I'm never gonna skip it because it always works.
Yeah. That they've released 3 songs? I think total.
3 is Mingo Drive. I thought it was more.
Maybe 3. Maybe just 3 this year. But the second one I didn't get into because I think that was when I found out I had a tumor. But I just had a real hard time finding it. But this the first one I loved, and this one I really enjoy.
Yeah.
This one. So I heard about this a while back, being friends with him, and the only input I said, I was like, hey, can you release this at the beginning of fall? Because this is a very fall vibe.
Yeah.
I think it's great, and I think they had plans for that.
Love you,
Love
Kev.
you too, Kevin. Take care.
But yeah, it's definitely. I like this one. I have a hard time vibing songs this is a summer vibe unless it's explicitly let's go to the beach and do things that you do in the summer.
Play those in the winter.
But you definitely are right as far as because this isn't a summer song, but it also could be a summer. It's just I don't know. It's something.
It's not. Yeah, there's something here.
yeah. It's got a taste. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I don't know what it is.
It can be many things, but the thing it might be the least is a summer song.
Yeah. It's a lot of things, but a summer song it is not.
Could be, isn't.
Could be, not. But anyway, Mingo Drive, go check them out. Give them some love. Drop them a follow on all the listening platforms. They should be. I mean, I would expect. Listen, we're putting you on a band to where when they become famous, you can be like, I actually listened to them way before. So just
when it hits the radio, you're gonna be like, Oh wait, this is the radio, not my mix. What the heck?
Actually, I'm cooler than I thought.
Yeah. Oh, am I better than everyone?
Am I better because I knew these people before they were famous? Whoa.
Exactly.
So go check them out.
Real cool guys.
Yeah.
That's another reason we're promoting them. Not only is the music good, they're really cool guys. So you don't feel guilty.
Yeah. Let's jump into some of these topics here. There was, I don't know if this is kind of weird news. Not really. I'm going to push the news button though.
Okay.
Because it's news, and I don't know if everybody heard about it, but there were some pagers that exploded
Sorry.
in the Middle East. And tell us more about that, Michael. I'm not sure. Did you do any?
Okay.
Do you know what all kind of transpired there? I heard about the explosions. I don't know much else.
So what I heard, and this was pre-op, but I saw that there were explosions, or it's kind of hard to say explosions, but they were explosions, small, very small explosions.
This happened. This happened a couple weeks ago.
Right. Of pagers and cell phones connected to, I believe, a terrorist group. Yes, it's like officially a terrorist group
That made them explode.
Gosh dang it. Yeah.
Was who exploded? Who had them?
That's the thing. When I first heard this, I thought it was an accident from the terrorist group that they accidentally sent out like detonations for all these little devices. From what I've gathered, please correct me if I'm wrong, this shipment was going through the sea next to Israel, and Israel knew this was going to an anti-Israeli terrorist organization.
Yeah.
So they hopped on and put explosive devices in all the pagers and cell phones.
And then shipped them to...
And let it go.
I mean...
So...
This gives that episode of SpongeBob where he buys the pie that's a bomb.
It's a bomb factory.
The bomb factory. What the...
And I found this story piece by piece.
Yeah.
And it was so weird. Like reading it, I was like, no way. And then they put me under. So I don't, that was, a week ago. So I don't know if more has come out or if a different story has come out.
Okay.
So that's what I read.
I didn't hear about the jumping aboard a cargo vessel and planting bombs in pagers. But that's even better. Cause I was like, how did they distribute these?
Accidentally do that?
No, because I thought it was on purpose.
Okay. There's no put their heads in the cell phones voice. God.
Israel made half legitimate, half fake company bases Turkey. Damn, that is funny. I mean,
bro,
listen, that's funny.
This is a very dangerous precedent, Caleb. I agree with that. Oh my god.
Jeez.
That's insane. Apparently, allegedly.
That's creative as frick. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Allegedly, the UN and the US were not notified about this operation whatsoever.
Is that against the Geneva Convention?
I don't know. Because Israel kind of did something like this back in the day where they were receiving bombs from... they were receiving bombs from the mail. So they legitimately put bombs in packages and sent them back.
Wow.
So this
allegedly.
So this
Your Honor.
is not off of too far from what they've done in the past.
Wow.
So now Hezbollah is a recognized organized
terrorist organization,
organization, right?
Yes.
Is that right, chat?
That is correct.
Okay. So I like. They knew it was gonna be.
Now they're scared of
used
cell
against
phones
them.
and pagers.
Yeah.
They were like,
and
"Hey, cell phones
buying
aren't
from
secure.
Turkey.
Get the pagers." And then
That,
the pagers exploded, and they're like, "Now we got to get carrier pigeons."
yeah, exactly.
And I'll be damned
then-
if Israel doesn't put bombs on the carrier pigeons.
Right, exactly. Now, since then, we've had a war. Iran? It's Iran declared war.
I thought
right?
Hezbollah was that little dude who likes to fight.
Hezbollah's dead! Oh my gosh.
Oh God, I can't think of his name,
man.
but that's not him.
It's close.
It's close. You're
It's
right.
real close.
That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah. Oh, dang, that's
Jokes
funny.
on them. Birds aren't
Yeah.
even real.
Oh, shoot.
Goodness gracious.
Gosh, what is
What
his
is
name? That's
that?
gonna drive me crazy.
It's Hezbollah for sure. Maybe Mr. Wall over here's got it wrong, and we were all talking about a little midget.
He ordered 10,000 cell phones and pagers. What is Hezbollah? Oh my god, that poor kid.
I'm dying.
This is why it's over a line. It was just for one person.
Oh man, they sent that poor kid some pagers.
Oh man,
That kid's a grown
He's still
man.
younger than me.
He's
That's
like
all I
19
meant.
years old or 20,
Yeah.
something like that. Woo, that was good.
Man,
A midget planting
These guys.
bombs. Honestly, listen. I know that The Hobbit isn't a historical novel, but they also used a little person to sneak in somewhere. So I'm just saying, you could weaponize.
jeez.
All
Yeah,
I'm saying,
sorry, I wasn't trying to literally belittle him. I was just saying he was younger than me.
all I'm saying
Yeah,
is that if a midget wants to serve in the U.S. military,
they should be able to.
give him a bomb suit and send him out there. You know, not a bomb vest, a suit to protect him,
Oh, okay,
so he can
okay.
plant bombs. God,
like
Jeez.
Hurt Locker.
like Hurt Locker, yeah, just man's ready to go, specially made, custom.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, nobody'd see him coming. You can hide in
amazing.
tall grass easily.
Like, how'd they keep disarming these bombs? We're looking
Yeah.
right at it. They made a pager ring a few times. People brought them in the face. Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Allegedly. How is that allegedly?
Mr. Wall's got
I have
all-
seen.
Mr. Wall's our new informant.
Yeah.
We got-
I have seen some God tier memes about this. There's like a pager that says shalom. Yeah, no, I think Caleb brings up a good point. This is a dangerous precedent, you know, and we can't talk too. Unfortunately, I don't think America can talk too much because of what we're doing in like Yemen. So it, yeah, this
What
is
are we
insane.
doing in Yemen?
Bad things.
Why
We're
are we-
basically fighting a proxy war.
Oh,
And that war is like racially motivated.
I tell you what, this administration, they're doing a bang up job.
Bro, it's been since Bush, like, that we've been doing this.
I'll tell you what, these administrations have been doing a bang up job.
Dude, I saw a quote and I love it. I want to get the wording right, but it was on something. I was watching a video on the CIA intervention in
Yeah.
like Afghanistan. Let's see. Somebody in the comments said, being an American is like being the child of a mob boss. You don't really know what dad is doing, only that he provides for you. Then you're shocked when someone throws a bomb through your living room window.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's crazy.
that's fair.
Yeah. I feel terrible. Like, what's read a lot of news. A super dangerous precedent, especially considering we're supporting Israel. Yeah, most of that C4 probably was bought by us.
I love the meme that shows the Iron Dome being used and then missiles coming in, and it says my tax dollars, and then it also says somehow also my tax dollars.
Yeah.
You're just like, what
That's
the hell?
Very accurate.
Wait
a minute.
It's like
Is
like
Flint,
playing
Michigan back online or no?
it's like playing Beyblade by yourself.
Yeah.
You're just
Or the thing with the I think we've sent this meme a few times, but the horrible stuff that's going around with like flooding.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, the government's like, oh no, I better send money to Israel.
Yeah, I better go send Ukraine some more money because our North Carolina just got wiped off the map.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Jeez,
that's actually a big issue for me. Yeah.
Same.
Let's
Same.
let's take care of some people at home before we send more money.
Yeah.
Anywhere else. Those people are needing some help for sure. I heard that the FEMA director, who was being rude to people or whatever, got beat up by locals in North Carolina.
Oh dang.
Yeah. And let me
good.
tell you, it was near Asheville, and I have from reliable sources heard that those are people that live in the hills that you don't necessarily want to go visit.
That's
That's
I mean, I would love to visit them.
that's where the banjo
However,
music starts. We'll just say.
the banjos echo down from the hills. Don't want to piss off a hillbilly.
No,
Nope.
friggin', they'll get you. Nothing scarier than a dude wearing overalls with 3 teeth. I tell you what.
Yeah. Even
Down
if it
in
is
the
at a
holler.
concert.
Yeah, you'll be hollering
Down the hall.
if you go there if you're there for too long. Speaking of which, since we're on the topic of news and whatnot,
Sure.
here's
Very
the,
a
Go ahead.
world conscious episode. This episode.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do like it. Yeah.
When it's 90
Sorry, I
degrees
didn't mean to cut you
outside.
off.
Is it 90 degrees? Wait, and if you don't want anyone else to come to your house with a chainsaw to take out trees. Huh? What'd you say? Huh? First news. If you ordered a t-shirt, you should get it tomorrow or Wednesday. Just throwing that out.
Nice.
Okay. Let me scroll.
And you know that 3-tooth overall, man, you're in danger if he's got his Crocs on action mode or whatever.
4-wheel drive Crocs, you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Or he's got his
Ooh,
boots.
we need to get out of here.
Or he's got his pant legs tucked into his boots. You are in double trouble. You need to run really fast. Or don't turn your back on him. One of the two.
Yeah, no, these people
talking
don't care.
Yeah. If you're wearing
It's 90
overalls
degrees, don't wear
in
it.
90-degree weather, you are a different kind of crazy. All right, here, I got to push the news button again. Breaking news. Not breaking news. Weird news. I don't know where my graphic went. I used to have like a news world thing that happened, and then it's gone. Anyhow, the Silver Snipers. I saw this the other day. The Silver Snipers are a CS:GO esports team from Sweden, where the youngest member is 62 years old.
Yeah, gum.
They are a group of senior citizen gamers that are playing CS:GO, which I found to be absolutely fascinating. Also, they're named the Silver Snipers. I think that's great.
Phenomenal.
The Silver Snipers, the world's first senior-only competitive esports team, are on a mission to show that aging doesn't have to mean loneliness. How sweet. Using gaming as a way to combat isolation with the average age of 67, the Snipers take their gaming seriously. In fact, they won the World Cup in Counter-Strike Global Offense at the DreamHack Summer 2019, proving that esports champions can emerge from any age. That's impressive that they've actually won.
Let's go. Yeah, no kidding.
Because you've seen them kids that are sitting this close to the screen, and like one flash bang and they're blind for forever.
Yeah.
Those guys are on a different level, but our team member,
flashbangs don't work if you can't hear or see. So I mean,
but our team member Abe Birdie winning is just a short-term objective. Our big goal is to, of course, to show people that gaming is for everyone, and that if we can, and that if we can, so can you. So starting her off with a nice, wholesome
Love that
story.
Love it.
That's gonna be us eventually. That will be us. I never plan to stop.
Mr. Wall nursing home must have fiber.
They got fiber optics in there. They get 1 hour a day. Go out there and practice.
That's great. Yeah, Grandpa, I've seen him. Yeah, I love this so much. You said they were out of Sweden.
Sweden, yeah.
They have good shooters from Sweden every year. I love those guys. I love this story so much.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send this to my dad.
Great story.
Like, what's your excuse?
Great story. Tell your dad to get on it. My dad plays freaking college. I don't know if he does right now, but he played Warzone. I'd be like,
he's good.
He'd be like, yeah, I got like two wins with some randoms the other day. What? He gets the best randoms also. He'll always play. He plays with like the Hispanic dudes that he can't like. He learned just enough Spanish. Obviously, he knew some Spanish because of what he does, but like he knows just enough Spanish to like communicate effectively in Warzone with just Hispanic dudes, and it's the greatest.
Oh, that's amazing. That's all you need. If you can do combat, that's bilingual. If you can get through combat with somebody in a different language, that's bilingual. I don't care.
They'll be like looting up, and you'll hear them go like "listo," which means ready. Like you, like everybody good. I'm just like,
are you on me?
But I'm gonna be depressed if my nursing home has crappy internet. Yeah, that would be the worst. No, that would make my blood pressure go higher. So I think for the health of the I think for health purposes, you got to have high grade internet.
The last room I was in had bad internet, and it was annoying as heck.
Yeah. In 2020, an Italian man walked 450 kilometers, kms. What is that? Kilometers.
Yeah.
To cool off after he had an argument with his wife. In a rather unusual response to a in an unusual response to a domestic argument in Italy, a man embarked on a 400 kilometer walk to cool off after a disagreement with his wife during COVID-19 lockdown. The 48-year-old who remains unnamed left his home in Como, northern Italy, and traveled to the foot of Fano, located in the Adriatic, I don't know how to say that, coast, averaging around 60 kilometers a day. He completed the journey in about a week with kind strangers providing him food and water along the way. However, his long trek ended with a fine of $485 for violating curfew restrictions that were placed due to the quarantine measures. Mm-hmm. He's Forrest Gump. Yeah. The man just started walking and just never stopped.
Jeez. That kind of makes a lot of sense because so many people broke up during COVID.
Yeah.
Also, Italy was like one of the, if not the most affected first world country.
Really? Oh yeah, COVID. They did have quite an issue.
Like, dude, manufacturing I don't think has even still gotten back to normal. It was real bad there. So yeah, I do think it's absolute bullcrap that he, got fined for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, that, at least did he cool off?
I guess.
That's my question. I hope so.
That doesn't say. It just says that he made it and he got fined.
Yeah, exactly.
What could you say to make me walk that far? Absolutely nothing. That sounds like the worst thing ever.
The magic of the honeymoon phase. Oh yeah, walking that far. Yeah, no.
You'll never find me walking that far for anything.
I'll drive 6 times as far.
I'll go for a drive. I'm not walking. I'm not walking. I have a perfectly good vehicle out there on the driveway.
Yeah. So you better take his keys. Like, if you ever want him to cool off, he's gonna take like a 50-foot walk and then come back.
A full tank of gas in my truck can get me 600 miles away. So you just.
Oh shoot! Well, didn't order a bunch of pagers.
Oh man!
Shoot.
Scientists have discovered a mysterious third state beyond life and death.
Okay.
Biologists Peter Noble and Alex, I'm not even going to attempt to say that last name, have introduced the concept of a third state that exists between life and death, based on research in, of course, it was in Oregon. Oh, no. I read organ. It's like in your body, organs. Based on organ research or organ donation and cell responses. Wow, I'm embarrassed.
That's fine. It's fine.
And cell repurposing, their studies revealed that skin cells from deceased frog embryos can be repurposed into multicellular structures called xenobots. It's an X, Xenobots. So it's probably xenobots, which sounds like an alien from Warhammer. So I don't like where we're going already.
Yeah, aliens.
These xenobots exhibit behavior that extends beyond their original biological roles, including the ability to replicate themselves. This discovery pushes the boundaries of our understanding of life and death, suggesting that the line between the two may not be as definitive as once thought. What are your thoughts here, Michael?
Let's see. So they found it in frogs, yes?
Yeah, they were doing studies on frogs.
So essentially it's a like cellular degradation that can be reversed. Is that what it is?
Say again.
It's cells that can, like, if they die, they can come back. Is that essentially what they're saying?
The study reveals that skin cells from deceased frog embryos can be repurposed into multicellular structures called xenobots.
I've heard of xenobots before, but I think it was like from a kid's show.
Yeah.
So I don't think that was this. Why is it always going to be from embryos?
I don't see the connection here. And maybe I'm just too stupid.
Frogs are like, with mice, there's a closer connection with humans. Frogs have some connection biologically, but can't take biologists seriously until they are the same page when life starts. There you go. Well, that's actually a fair point.
That's a good point.
With this, because it's when does it? You kind of do need to know when it starts to qualify when it ends.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you. So nothing to do with article. Honestly, that's probably.
Yeah, the picture
dude, that happens so many times.
The picture is like all ethereal and like ghosty and stuff, and I'm like,
yeah. There was a like 10 years ago. There's an article I saw that essentially we found two more states of water. So like the normal three, solid, liquid, and gas, and then they said that there were two more. And it's like, yeah, the article was there are two more, but it's literally just halfway points between two of them. So it's like
this is
really
my thing with scientists.
Got it down further.
Is like, and I've had a conversation about this with somebody, and I can't remember what it was about, but I think I was just arguing to argue in this point. But
sure.
It's
wait, you?
Yeah, me. What? I never do that. But like, I was actually arguing from a place of like, this doesn't make any sense, because I think it was like when they figured out how they could take a sphere and turn it inside out without it crossing any lines, and it was like this big mathematical like, whoa. Right. And I'm like, who gives a frick about that? You know, like, maybe
we don't have anything that can go inside of itself.
How about you cure cancer already? How about that? Like, who gives a rat's ass about your frog embryos? You know?
Well, I would say that the frog embryo study would probably be closer to cancer solutions than the inside out thing that doesn't exist in our universe.
Yeah.
Except for mathematically.
It's like a mathematical theory.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm hearing that they've already done it. Oh, they haven't released it to the public yet.
Right. And, well, everyone who's found it has died on a Boeing plane.
Yeah. How about you make cars that run off water? How about that?
They already did, and they never will. I like that. I might have to steal that, Caleb. Those two together.
Listen, scientists. Look, there's some good scientists out there, but for the most part, frick them. You know,
that's the thing. Is it the scientists or the freaking? Well, I mean, the scientists, sure, in this instance, but also the people writing the articles. It's like you're just sensationalizing something that's ultimately not what you're talking about. And that annoys the hell out of me. There was an astronomical thing. This is kind of a fringe thing out there, but there was an astrological discovery that was made, and the scientists said that it was so weird, and they didn't think they would come to this conclusion, that it was like finding and he used this as complete hyperbole, like finding a parallel universe where time runs backwards. Yeah. He's just saying it's so crazy that this is what it came to. This is how crazy it is.
Yeah.
The headline they used was like, scientists find confirmation of universe where time moves backwards. It's like, bro, no. He was saying that as an example of how insane it was.
A cure for beatus has been 5 years away for all 21 years I've had it. The fact that you called it a beatus is it got me. Yeah, it's I have a lot of strong opinions about this, but I also don't know enough about any of it to like
to have a valid opinion.
Yeah, to have a good one, you know?
Listen, I am very proud of you for admitting that. You can still express it, but
if your occupation starts with hypothetical,
theoretical,
anything of that nature, I don't want to hear a word you have to say. I do not care.
Yeah.
Because hypothetically speaking, shut up. Go kiss a girl or something, man.
Wait, I don't think too many people have hypothetical.
In
there. I don't think too many people have hypothetical. They have theoretical.
Listen,
hypothetically, I know?
Hypothetically, I don't know the difference. Okay, so. Anyhow, we didn't talk about this, and I forgot to write it down. But I'm glad that I had this saved. Is we hadn't talked too much about Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it? Did he do it? I don't.
Did he?
Did he? I think he did.
Did he do it? Yeah. Where do you even want to start, man?
Listen.
Also, there's something with Beyonce that I was unconscious for that happened with Beyonce in this.
There's a lot of people that got into this. That the thing I've heard is that if everybody knew, but you either participated or you didn't say anything about it. That's what I've been hearing. A $20 vial of insulin costs me $420 at the pharmacy. Sick people make money. Dang.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. The most obvious, clear out there industry secret.
Yeah,
and they're just like, well, what are you gonna do?
Big pharma. I heard this is what I heard. I heard that you either knew about it and participated, or you either knew about it and didn't say anything.
I didn't know about it.
Not you. I'm talking about people in Hollywood. Whoa! Don't you point that finger at me.
Turn
that thing around.
You put that thing back where it came from.
But anyway, I feel like everybody knows a lot about this, and we're not going to cover the whole thing. However, the man had an exuberant amount of baby lotion or oil or whatever it was. He had lube out the wazoo. an
insane amount
in the wazoo.
You
Not only did he have 1,000 bottles, I heard that they were all 2-gallon bottles.
Was it 2 or 5?
I think
it was more than it was more than hand sanitizer
anybody needed in their lifetime. That's for sure. And his lawyer came out and said that the reason he had so much was because he lived close to a Costco and he got it at wholesale. And that's where, listen, and that's where we pick up what I have about to say. Costco rep denies selling Diddy 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Where is that? Give that man a medal. That's amazing.
Costco has denied allegations that Sean Diddy Combs purchased baby oil in bulk from their store, following the claims related to his recent legal troubles. Wow, what a way to put that. Diddy's lawyer had initially explained that a large amount of baby oil found in his home was a part of his bulk buying habit, with Costco being identified as the source. However, the retailer refuted this, stating they did not sell baby oil in any of their U.S. locations, dismissing the idea that Diddy could have acquired the product from their store. Listen, jeez. If you're going to be a lawyer and you're going to say, hey, Diddy just bought this from Costco, maybe check and make sure Costco sells baby oil.
No kidding. Jeez.
He could have said Amazon. Hold on. You keep talking. Talk about this. I got to look something up.
My favorite thing to come out of this was essentially nobody should be surprised because Diddy was the only rapper that black people didn't like. And that's true. That's it. Like, I was trying to remember whenever this first started coming out. I couldn't remember anything that he'd made. I've heard P. Diddy forever. Nobody needs that much. That's like Costco doesn't even. That's probably all they sell. I mean, yeah. Well, but no person, Caleb. 5-gallon drum on Amazon. It should have just gone that route. Fair. There's definitely ways they could have.
Fun fact: you can buy. That's what I was just about to look up. I think it's bigger though. I think you can get more.
Oh, I misread that. I read 5.55. Holy, for what?
Oh boy, you guys are not even gonna believe what I just found.
What I just bought.
You're not gonna believe what I just bought. I'm just kidding. Hold on. Where did it go? Wait. Bro, some of these pictures are cracking me up. You can buy a 55-gallon drum of WD-40. I typed in lube. I didn't specify what kind, and WD-40 technically is a lube.
Man, you were bold with that search.
All right, hold on. How do I show you guys this? Hold on, everybody, hang with me here.
Oh, shoot.
There we go. It's working.
Oh, jeez.
It's working. All right, here we are.
Wait, what is it?
Hold on. This is 55 gallons of Passion natural water-based lubricant. I would like to point out that right here it says perfect to use alone or with your lover. Easy cleanup. And this for the very low price of $1,700.
$1,700. Jeez.
Now, okay. I want to say that I saw, right here. Oh, no. Okay, this isn't it, but this is an empty one. But I saw one time one of these containers that is 275 gallons being sold with lube in it, which is absolutely crazy to me. That's a steal, Dingus says.
Gosh. Bro. Who needs that much lube?
Caleb, how do you go to those dark places of the internet?
Called Twitter.
I'm on a few lists for something. That's multiple lifetimes. Listen, the only reason I would buy that much is if I was going to throw a neighborhood-wide pause slip and slide party. And I was going to use that to slip and, like make, instead of using like
I would call it too.
Dawn dish soap or something, you just dump that stuff on there. That'd be so slippery.
Bro, that could have like, you'd have to write an environmental impact report with that. Like, right?
I have no idea. It's water based. It'll go away with the rain.
It is water based. That's wow. Diddy party. Also, I would like to apologize to everything I have ever said about Justin Bieber. He went through too much.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Here's one that hits close to home for Michael. Oklahoma man arrested after stealing a car, driving to a courthouse for a different charge of stealing a vehicle. State trooper arrested a man after witnesses reported he stole a pickup truck belonging to an ambulance supervisor at a gas station. Authorities say Cody Adams drove the stolen vehicle to the Pawnee County courthouse, where he was taken into custody. Adams told the trooper that he stole the truck because he had a court appearance for a previous charge of possession of stolen vehicle.
Jeez. Oh gosh, gotta love it.
And she's like, "I can fix him. I can fit." And he did. Look, he's gonna do it again.
God bless his heart.
Poor guy.
He's always
listen.
Yeah.
Somebody could have just got him an Uber or something.
There's so many things you could do, I think, rather than stealing. I mean, it is the most convenient, to be fair.
It is pretty convenient. People leave their keys at the gas pump in their car all the time.
Oh man.
So
good old Pawnee.
Good old Pawnee County. I grew up around that parts. I lived in Pawnee County for like the first 9 years of my life.
One of my favorite bands is from there. Whoa. I just watched a documentary of Prison Guard. Wow. Yep.
Listen.
Yep.
It's crazy out there. Here's another science one. Do we have time? Hold on. Oh, we're past time, but we're just going to keep going since I've got a couple more of these.
Time? It is 8.
Yeah,
it is 8.
148, 145. Here's another science one. And this is another one that you're just going to be like, wow, I love science so much. Scientists find evidence of negative time. I'll let you sit with that for a second.
Okay. Yep.
A team of quantum physicists from the University of Toronto has uncovered a surprising evidence of negative time. During an experiment with photons, the researchers observed that photons, the basic particle of light, seem to exit a material before entering it. Defying conventional understanding of time, this phenomenon was observed as the photon traveled through a cloud of ultra cold atoms, where their transit time appeared to conclude before the process that caused their. This hurts my brain.
Yeah. Basically, they showed up before it exited the barrel.
This finding challenges the existing views on time in the quantum realm, suggesting that under certain conditions, time might not behave as we expect.
That's fascinating. From what I know with that stuff, so with quantum entanglement, they've been able to observe, I believe they're photons. You can manipulate one, and at the same time, another one is bound to it, and it'll move at the same time. And it moves faster than we could detect, essentially. So there was evidence that it was faster than the speed of light, which up until then, speed of light's the only thing that we know for sure. Like that's the limit of speed in our universe that we know of. So the fact that if they're doing this, light is behaving abnormally, not timed, and no, that's a fair point. Let's see. So with this, I think this definitely needs more study, and it needs to be checked again, because that's like we're not sure how that works, because then quantum entanglement, if it doesn't happen linearly, that kind of rewrites everything. But that's a big if. We're also talking about, a news source. What's up?
Dingus, you are correct. They're talking about basic particles of light.
Yeah.
Listen.
So it's interesting. It's not theoretical.
I don't know how it works. Okay.
Right.
But that's science.
That's interesting.
Listen, I don't write the news. I just report it. Okay. Here's another one that was more close to where I used to live. Montana man gets 6 months in prison for cloning giant sheep and breeding it.
Hey, look at him.
Now, if anybody is doing science that really should be studied, it's the cloning of giant sheep and breeding them. A Montana man, Arthur, such a Montana name, Jack Sherbarth, was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison for his involvement in illegal cloning and breeding. Where's the law that says that you can't?
Cloning's illegal?
Show me the rule. Show me the book, ref. Show me the rule.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know that was illegal. I need to do some taxes.
And breeding giant sheep. Over nearly a decade, Arthur used genetic material from Marco Polo sheep. Apparently that's a sheep. That protected a protected species native to Central Asia to create a hybrid species intended for captive trophy hunting. Which, if you're not familiar with what a trophy hunt is, it's when someone with a lot of money pays somebody else to go on their land and shoot a really large animal that has been made bred, essentially. In certain scenarios, they will take you and they'll just be a field. You'll like be hunting and there'll just be multiple, and then they'll be like, what about that one? And they're like, this is how much that one is. And you're like, okay. And you shoot it, and then you pay them the money for it, and then you get like the mount or whatever. Anyway, trophy hunting. His actions, which violated both U.S. wildlife laws and international treaties, include forging documents and illegally transporting the animal. The scheme posed risk to native wildlife populations, with some of the hybrid sheep succumbing to disease. It's really funny that all of a sudden the wildlife people are concerned about wildlife populations when they're the ones releasing freaking wolves into Montana and almost eradicating the elk population.
It's crazy that cloning is illegal, but like trophy hunting isn't.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. I'm just saying it's weird that they're both on either sides of the fence.
I saw TikTok, and it was this guy doing a skit, but he was like in an interrogation room, and he was like, "So what? I cloned my wife, and then I killed the clone. It's not illegal. I'm not the clone." He's like, "Of course they felt it, but it's not my wife. It's not a real person. It's a clone." It was really funny. Anyway, it made me think of that.
Man, I have so many questions with this. Like, what constitutes a clone?
Yeah.
Lots of angry at your wife stuff. First off, like my understanding, a clone is just exact same DNA, different cells. So it's like, yeah, I think that's still a person, even if it's not your wife. You know, you still murdered a person, but you did not kill your wife. And besides, like, if you cloned her, that means like,
are they a person though? They weren't born.
I think so. If it's a constituting from a random clump of cells that progress,
ethical gray area.
So. Yeah, I would say so, but a lot of people don't think that way. And we've never cloned a person, because there was a whole lot of stuff that was like,
officially,
if you clone a person, they won't have a soul. That was just some BS from the back in the day. It's like, there's no reason they shouldn't have a soul. Like,
I mean, if they pop out of an oven, you know, like it's like, and then a little steam, and then they walk out of it. Like, where'd they come from?
I don't think they do that though.
How would they be sentient?
What we have right now, that gets into the whole thing of what is sentience. But what they have right now is you can't accelerate the growth process. So literally, if you, like, in this instance, cloned your wife, it would take her 24 years to catch up with when you wanted to kill her.
Oh, so you'd clone a person and then they'd be a baby. They wouldn't just pop out like,
yeah, from the sheep
full
that they
grown.
Cloned. Yeah, I'm sure people are trying to do that. In which case, that's a crazy thing that, you know, that's so out there. I haven't like put very much in consideration into it. But like, I think the sheep that they cloned, which they did confirm that, was born like a normal sheep.
Yeah.
They just used the exact cells and DNA.
Why would they say cloning when it's just breeding?
It's like twin breeding. It's literally like you're making the same copy of yourself genetically.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the island. Crimes that we committed, human cloning ever became a reality, the bring forth era of cruelty unseen before. Probably. With how people talk about clones, period, yeah. I could definitely see people being just completely unsympathetic to clones.
I feel like I would get a lot done if I had two of me. Like if I had me and another one of me, and we both were pretty much on the same page all the time.
Yeah, you'd probably have to be pretty narcissistic. I'd have a stunt double.
Yeah, but I don't want to clone myself for like weird reasons. I just want I want to go to work and just have myself there also helping, you know?
Yeah. But then you would also have to pay yourself.
No.
The same that you pay you.
No. It'd be like,
I mean,
you
should.
Have you watched the because there's not clone labor laws yet.
Yet. Okay, just because there's no laws doesn't mean it's not ethical.
Listen, it's not illegal.
You have to get the clone's consent to do that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's kids.
Oh man, I'll be breaking out your slave clones.
Free the clones.
Did you not watch the Clone Wars, my guy? I'm starting to get angry.
I did. I watched it.
And you don't think they're people?
Imagine people cloning kids. Have you seen the show Invincible?
Yeah, parts of it. I haven't
So
seen
there's a
it.
villain. There's a super villain in this show that clones himself. He's two people, and then if one of them dies, he'll re-clone himself so that there's two of them again. But they can never really determine who's the original. They're always fighting about who's the original. They're like, I'm the original, and they're like, no, you're the clone. So that's kind of funny. I wonder if you would have any kind of crisis, crisis of you have a clone and you're like, wait, am I the clone or are you the clone?
I think if you were this also happened in, spoiler alert, this happened in The Prestige. But I think you would know, well, if it was like The Prestige where it was like a direct duplicate of yourself, that's when it would get tricky. Because if you cloned a baby and it grew up, it's like, yeah, well, that's
obviously. Yeah.
But I think you would have, in that movie, they had the same experiences.
Yeah.
So, but I think in real life, if you were able to clone yourself as is genetically, I think you would be able to tell who you are. Maybe.
Would you? Because you would be looking right at
you could remember pressing the button.
You could
remember pressing the button. The
clone has all of your memories, and so they would be mirroring. They'd be like, "No, I pushed the button," and you're like, "Well, frick, right. I don't know if I pushed the button or not."
That brings up the whole question of, because I don't think that's possible, because that would indicate an imprint of memory that I don't think we have evidence for.
Well, all of this is hypothetical.
Yeah. So if you had that, thank you. If you had that, then you would have a much harder decision to make.
It'd be really tough. Also, if we had clones, we would have to have another Abraham Lincoln, I think.
Yeah. We should clone famous people.
Slavery. No, I was talking about.
Yeah.
We would need
I'm with you. Mao Zedong. We get them all in the same arena, so you would win.
Yeah. You clone yourself. No. This is great. You clone yourself, and then we start up the Colosseums again. And then you just throw your clone in there, and it's like gambling, but it's like a cockfight, but with your clones.
It's 2 copies of me. It's a dick fight.
Oh man. That's all I got. That's all I have.
Man, that one, I think we might have to write that down for next week too. There's a lot you can talk about with that.
Yeah, that is all I have, and we are right at our time. We're 40 seconds out from 2 hours. That was like an old podcast, so we brought it back to the olden days.
Right?
I hope everybody had a good time. I hope everybody was having as much of a good time as I was having. I was having a blast. We ran through that much time so quickly. Oops. Got to delete my search history.
Yep. Hope you were using DuckDuckGo, my guy.
No, I was using freaking whatever Microsoft Edge. Now they're gonna be like, lube.
Yeah.
But
Microsoft's like, hey, use Edge.
Yeah. Glad everybody was here. Glad you got to hang out with us. Hope you had fun.
Yeah.
Mike, glad to have you back.
Glad to be back. Yeah.
We will hear from you. Don't want to end up like Diddy. Yeah. I leave my search history as is. I like to live on the edge. Yeah. I like to go back and just reminisce. But hope you guys had fun. From the guys you trust with a drink, I'm Justin. This is Mike. Well, that's Mike. I pointed the wrong direction. Yeah, you're pointing. If you point that way,
that's you.
That's me.
That's you.
Yep.
Okay.
But have a great Tuesday. We won't be live tomorrow. Wednesday we'll be back. Not us, but I'll be back live. And Mike will keep us updated on when you got stuff going on, and we'll keep you all updated as it goes. Love you, mean it. Stay hydrated. Wait, hold on. Look. Stay hydrated.
Ooh.
Stay hammered. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. Peace.